Quick mic check, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hey everybody, how's it going? Long time no see. Oh my god. Alright, I basically recapped on my previous streams for the last bit of the Ace Attorney that I did. So I'm all caught up now. And we are going to see what is gonna happen today with Maximilian Galactica's case. Yeah. So give me a few moments and we should be essentially good to go. Sorry. Okay. Oh my god, it's been a minute though. Alright, very curious how this case is gonna continue. Turnabout, big top, justice for all. Wow, I haven't touched the game since March. Yo, has it really been 3? Oh wow, it's been 3 months. Alright, let's get to it. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Oh, of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise a curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you, everybody. Let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo? Top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets a worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my. Thanks. How are you today, right? Well, got a feeling that today I'm going to face off against a real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to go without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yeah. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Damn. Yeah, that was kind of the expectation there. Franziska von Karma. Court's now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Ms. von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to the revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Time to question some birds. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you'll see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. What I witnessed. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there's very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. So bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Judge! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Let's try. There's a huge contradiction with that testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? It would be the autopsy report. This, what in the world is this? Ow. You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix, right? What don't I get? You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again, straight towards a guilty verdict. You are bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. Huh. He did say just after 10. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed? That is correct. But you were still able to hear sound? Yes, indeed. Nothing, Your Honor, until I can... Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix, right? Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was human. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. Wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. What's the matter, Miss Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That's true, I was lighting your room. I think he said something about it being turned off. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see, but honestly there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was a person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as a cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get, but maybe they're... When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's not important. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Al? Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. You see any of the others? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as a cloak wrapped around his body. But how would he be able to see the silk hat if the silk hat was off, right? Hopefully this is the first hole. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down at your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Nope. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No. This is a handmade one-of-a-kind model. This is a handmade one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means Acro, that you've been fibbing on the sand. Order. As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Raid? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Does Max have an issue? Or, sorry, does Acro have an issue against Max? I know he has an issue against Regina. Acro wouldn't be dreaming. I don't think he has a grudge against Max. What if the reason is because Acro's the only one that could get out of the crime scene? Like, as well as Max could. My gut says Acro is a real culprit, but I'm wondering if he had a grudge against Max. Again, he has one against Regina. I know that for a fact. I cannot remember him having an issue against Max, but majority of people have an issue against Max, so let's do this then. Perhaps it's because Acro has a grudge against the defendant, which is why he's trying to frame Max. Ow, why me? What'd I do? Never get your fat head in the way of a whip bent on finding justice. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I have no interest in your silly little theories. He has a grudge against the defendant, huh? You would happen to have proof of that. Well, that's the thing. Mr. Wright, thanks to you, I got my head lashed by Miss Von Karma's whip. I don't like getting hit for nothing, so how about you answer with an explanation? Huh. Was my gut correct? Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Damn it! If this is right, I'm gonna be annoyed. Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things. See? Even a silver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? It wouldn't be Ben. Cannot be Max. Wait. There's no way it could be Money the Monkey, right? Of course he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright? It seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not going to look good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well, let's continue. Who perchance would happen to be Acro's accomplice? The only one I can think about is like Money the Monkey. I don't think it could be Bat at all. What if it's Russell himself? It's impossible for it to be Regina. And everybody else is a big fat no. Alright, we're gonna bet it on a monkey. We're gonna bet our money on money. You don't say. Uh-oh, this is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're... This accusation is built on solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed accomplice? Would it be the note? Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? No! It's lacking persuasiveness. You didn't miss that sound, did you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You know, the sound of you receiving a penalty. Ugh. That's so hard, dude, because I'm like... it's able to go into such detail, but it's like... Of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one because you already did. However, what are you blabbering about, Mr. H? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Because of course he did. Order? What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I'm gonna show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix, right? If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? Sorry I couldn't catch your nerd-ass stream sooner. I was at the gym getting pumped. How you doing, noob? Not a problem. Thanks for stopping by anyways. And sounds good. What's it called? Awesome that you're going to the gym, dude. Thank you, noob. He was right here. What? That location is completely unrelated to the crime. But I suppose if you said he was in his room, he wouldn't have been able to commit. Uh-oh. Ow. Miss Von Karma, stop it. You'll be quiet and refrain from striking people. The witness could not have possibly left the lodging house on his own. Not to mention what Mr. Phoenix Wright just said. There was no accomplice, remember? Yeah, you're right. You think I can get another... Wait just 1 minute? Don't forget about my proverbial whip as well. Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, where exactly was Mr. Dingling? So he can't be in the cafeteria. Where would he have been? Would he have been inside of his room? Or would he be in the lodging house? Why would he be in the lodging house? He was right here. What? That location is completely unrelated.
Objection!
So, he has no choice but to be in his room then, right?
Take that!
He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? Did he throw some... Wait, what? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. As a witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix, right? The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Most said that he saw Max, didn't he? Wait, is it an optical illusion? But, Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? How do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How do you do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here, he's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the Ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Interesting. He had the strength to lift the bust. How heavy was that bust? And people saw the hat on, but the hat was left at the scene. Alright. I'm gonna present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry?
Take that!
What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it's life-size, it is very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah. Yo! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster, a rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Yo, that's so... Yeah, that is true. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Yeesh. Well... Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Ow. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix, right? What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On Karma? She's just using this testimony as a ruse to solve her time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has a right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any load to win a case. Are they playing the disability card? That's some logic acrobatics right there. Isn't it, noob? Isn't it? I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bus. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That just makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bus on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bus and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Have you ever lifted up the bus before? No. I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bus before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingley. Did he just out himself immediately? So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. Don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix, right? I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could have said that I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. However, lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bus out of the window. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was scaring the bus, he would not have been able to see out below the window. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bus, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there's no way I could know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bus. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bus. That does make sense. If only I could prove it somehow. That acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bus. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. What if you use some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster? That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly in the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool, but maybe we overlooked something. Found inside, the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. Is it because of the box where it was placed?
Objection!
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Well, maybe you should take a look at this. Boom, 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 boom. The key point here is a wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed a wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would have been no way that it would miss the head of the victim. No. Order, this is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. Doom. So, the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ow. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The contents of the box. Do you recall what was inside the wooden box? There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there? Get on with it. Well, what's the matter? Cat got your tongue? I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. I think I might have outthought myself. No, Nick, you didn't think enough. Mr. Wright, do you still maintain the box had some sort of special feature? Is it the size? Let's go with the size of the box. The box was a remarkable size. Size? Exactly. I think you can tell from the picture that the wooden box was very large. To lift it up, one would have to been required to squat, meaning that one would have had to take it up in both arms, right? Moreover, the box is quite heavy. It weighs in the neighborhood of 20 pounds. The box also has carrying handles on either side. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. which means that no matter who you are, your head would be approximately in the same place. Full. The size of the box because to pick it up. But why? Why did the ringmaster even try to pick up the box in the first place? Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright? Do you recall the original location of Max's bust? Yeah, it was in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not have possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means you understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how could I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. I did think it was a monkey before that. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to prove my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright? Let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Easy. Money the monkey. Because he outed himself earlier. A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should have put the whip down. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Wow. Acro? Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, I said order. Miss Von Karma? Where's the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bus. What would have happened? Well, in that event, something else would have had to be used as a murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bus was a murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Damn. Anyways. I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was a murderer. Moron. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow. Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? You should know. You gonna say proof? You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah. There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. After we save, of course. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix, right? Who was the murderer the clown saw? I mean, wouldn't that be the bust?
Take that!
He saw Max's... Ow. I asked who the other person most saw on the scene. The evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frere. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Most say that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bus. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bus. It would be easy to hang one of the cards in the bus hand. Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on the bus? It doesn't matter who put on the bus. Just wait a minute now, Mr. 8. Who put the cloak on the bus? That question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? No, he called me. So let's have it, Mr. 8. Who put the cloak on the bus? Like, one of the easiest answers I'd say right here would actually be Acro. But what are the chances that Russell actually did it? I mean, the easiest answer would be Acro. I wonder, Mr. Phoenix, right? Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well, furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bus, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, you're correct. When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more. The famous Von Karma's carrot and whip approach. The only other person I can say is Russell. Fool. Him? Why don't I go with my gut? My gut will always prove me right, right? You're saying it was a victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed a coat on the bust? Place a coat isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Right? Explain yourself. Please, Nick, explain yourself. Do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright? So you want to know what happened that night? Let's step back in time. Yes, Phoenix, explain it to me too. Treat me like an idiot. Acro used a rope to lower... Hold on. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bus and dangled the bus out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Oh. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happened. At the very instant the bus hit the victim, don't tell me that you're gonna say it was a switcheroo? It was completely accidental? You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix, right? Please. Please call him out on it, Von Karma, please. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bus on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bus. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. Mo. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bus. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bus being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. I find it to be bullshit too. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is a one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. Damn. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So? What now? You've braced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Evidence? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. That's right. The prosecution brings up a good point, though. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Oh, okay then. Use that and get us out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Is it gonna be the note? Because that's the only other thing I can see.
Take that!
Try again. Damn it, I wasn't able to do this without failing. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Billy Bob Johns, guilty. Oh no! Bye, Max. Oh. Would the hard proof be bad?
Take that!
Okay, come on. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness accounts. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then. Use that and get us out of this jam. What was Mo's eyewitness account? If I remember correctly, his eyewitness account. He got up, he saw Max's, but he didn't see all three of Max's stuff. The cloak, the silk hat, and the white roses. was the thing that Mo brought up? It's a contradiction of Mo's. Either to do with his hat. Damn, I'm playing a guessing game right now.
Take that!
Wow. It's actually the hat. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. The cloak, the hat, and the white roses. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday being 3 months ago, but however, yesterday there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool, don't you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. It's because of the bust. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense if you look at it in that way. Then he did see the silk hat, well, sort of. Fine, you got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Hold on. Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said he witnessed Max's the white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown testimony definitely doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Hey, Baitness, how you doing? And thank you, much appreciated, dude. Hope you're doing well. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bus. If the cloak snagged onto the bus, what happened to the white roses? Did they get crushed, or... Oh, it got engulfed. And no, it's not Metal Sonic, it's just, what's it called? But it is from, I believe, the Metal Sonic movie. Or, like, the Sonic CD game itself. The artwork's really well done. It is, like, classic Sonic. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bus, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Makes sense, Phoenix. Order, order. This is a long case. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do it, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Well, realistically, he wasn't trying to kill the ringmaster. He was trying to kill his daughter. It's not metal, Sonic, but it's metal. Yes, noob. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. It will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. It's still got another segment. No! I mean, yay! Damn it. Yeah, Ken Dingling. Give me a moment. Let me take a quick bathroom break, and then we'll get back to this. And we're back. December 30th, 2:17 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Beavis, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? But But I'm nothing but a little nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep. I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh, that reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. See you later. I don't want to get whooped again. What did he mean by the very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, and one more thing. Oh, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? December 30th, 2:27 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court's now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling? Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait. Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Up. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. What's good, Quinby? And yes, I am. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's a question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. Humph. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix, right? You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Do I only have 1 health for this entire thing? Kill me. Ugh. I have to get everything perfectly correct. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the very big circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow. No crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. Yes, Quinby. I need to not. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. But they were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So, then how long have you been a performer? I don't know if you saw my message on Discord, but I hit Master in Street Fighter 6. Nice, dude. No, I did see that, but I had started this up, so I wasn't able to respond immediately. But no, congrats on that. You celebrated your birthday by hitting Master rank in SF6. That's very nice. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingling Berries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You're truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted... Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow. How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? You have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony, or the heartfelt emotions contained within. You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix, right? You better think hard. Ow, 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 ow. No matter how hard you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. Why'd you hit the judge? Been saying that. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? I would not be able to prove one. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. Yep. That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so full-heartedly foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation... Did you forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is a real killer of Russell Berry, Russell Berry ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order? Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else?
Take that!
Regina Berry? Yes, Regina Berry. This young girl is a ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro. You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some evidence. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this. Alright, Mr. Wright. At this point, the only thing that's important is evidence. This better not be a bluff. You're not going to... Ow. You're not going to fool me, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Those two are... No! Damn it. It's not that I was wrong. It's that they wanted evidence and not a person. I hate having only one health in this stuff like this.
Hold it!
I have to actually get all the way back over there now, too. Wait, do I have to actually... Oh, God bless. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum.
Take that! Objection! Objection!
Evidence, 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 evidence.
Take that!
Acro, you remember this, don't you? That's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, Mr. Wright. This little theory of yours, it's a truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, I mean, the Ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The Ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bus and looking outside of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who actually was. I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza, and that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish ideas. You're so foolish, even though you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure about this, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about this line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The Ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to? What is this incident that is alluded to in this note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at the time. Moron. Wait, are you sure this relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in the case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. I would say it's gonna be the scarf this time. What? This is it? Well, Phoenix. Ay, me. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually Is it the salt? Or sorry, the seasoning bottle? The pepper?
Take that!
Achoo, 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 achoo. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix, right? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Miss Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Wait, did the lion sneeze? Did Leon sneeze when Bat's head was in his mouth? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina's intended victim? That would be Bat.
Take that!
Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother.
Objection!
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that, Sam? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina, I mean, Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then, what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think that's what happened to Bat? Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than just that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. She gave the scarf to frickin' Acro. Or not Acro, to Bat.
Take that!
That's just a scarf, Acro. The scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. The birds got out of there. Yeah, they did. Regina. There's something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Why, though? That's the question I don't understand. Why? Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright? You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. Is that a typo? When the bird questions you. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Bear gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Really? uh, where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix, right? Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of any of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he did was actually sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? You objected, but... I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix, right? You, this theory, you believe it? The whip effects are actually really good. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. He ain't done yet. To think there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim, Mr. Wright? Unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow, not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bus on top of the Ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim? When he's right, he's right. You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bus that the defense claims was used. If that was to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bus. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Is this gonna be a situation where I need to see how things work out first, or I need to request to search Acro's room? Last chance of the last chance. See how things work out first. Request to search Acro's room. I mean, the obvious thing would be just to request to search Acro's room. But I'm gonna go with my gut. The defense requests to search the room of the witness Ken Dingling. What is it now? Looks like you still haven't figured things out, have you? By now you must know the meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. You mean... Oh, she already searched the room. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you thought we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bus was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bus was in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. Seems that you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bus, where is it now? Where is the bus right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bus is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bus is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Wait, who? Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. We need time to do what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. Damn, I'd be saving us now. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll find I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. Latest of the last chances. What are the chances it could be literally in, like, underneath his wheelchair? somewhere in this courtroom. It's obvious the bus is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bus once and for all. The witness stand. Acro? I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off of your wheelchair? Let's go. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bus under there. Oh my god, dude. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool, you fool. How could you? Oh my god, I can't believe it, dude. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Franziska Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix, right? What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There was two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know? But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy, and now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room if only I hadn't done that? It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. Damn. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. He started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scar. It was a prank. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen, I know this. Just a prank, bro. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered giving myself up. But I just couldn't, but I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't, not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Damn. That's let's finish this up. This has been such a strange case. Damn, that's heavy, dude. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Yay! Confetti! This court is adjourned. December 30th, 4:27 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5. Fabulous. Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max, 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault. Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. That's actually a good thing, though. Did it for the TikTok. Damn it, noob. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I'd probably say I don't think so, but... I've learned my lesson of the past. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can't believe that. I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're just not making stuff up about Acro now wanting revenge. Hmm. He's gonna hunt you down for the evidence. I'd probably say, like, instead of evidence, I'd probably say it's because of Bat. Or probably because of the Ringmaster.
Take that!
So what about this? Now do you understand there's no need to worry? You were lying to me. Huh. Want to see some evidence. Because the only piece of evidence I could really provide to her would be, like, Bat Scarf.
Take that!
Why is this actually hard?
Take that!
Acro. So it was bad. Gut feeling, I swear to God. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. That? That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes until he opens his eyes again, and then until he can meet Acro again. It's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen, you say? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Or that's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. the world's best illusionist, which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Very Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Very Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick. Seems like everything's gonna turn out alright here. Can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. God. Oh no. Oh. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid, it really paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was a killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was a defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Is that Edgeworth? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Damn. All right. Next episode's the last episode of Game 2. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Grand Prix. Will it be last year's runner-up Ninja, or maybe Captain Cyclone all the way from the lovely Tropical Island? I see the students of a certain star school, or is it our global hero doesn't want to go home without a prize. We hope Lady Luck is with all of our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me. Death. Oh god, the Silver Samurai. The Nickel Samurai? Okay. Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. March 20th, 7:42, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Alright, did you hear that, Nick? Did you hear that? The Nickel Samurai, he did it. Yes, I heard it, Lab, but we'll discuss that in, like, a later episode. Because today's episode is done. Alright, we actually finished off episode 3 of Phoenix Wright. We only had 2 segments of it left, and it took about 2 hours, 20 minutes or so. So, damn. I'm sorry it took 3 months to finish it, but we got it done. I'm actually happy. So, hell yeah. Oh my god. What was the last things that you said? Did it for the TikTok. He's gonna hunt you for the rest of your life. Oh no, she's gonna make TikToks with a man in comatose. Oh no, he's pissed on the moon. She's definitely gonna make TikToks with a man in a coma. So yeah. VOD. Oh no, he's pissed on the moon. I'm assuming you were referring to the Nickel Samurai. He's pissed on the moon, or he's pissed at the moon. Either or, yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. I'm happy to have finished off this Phoenix Wright episode. I recapped all of it prior to coming back to this episode, so that I was able to kind of free flow it a little bit better today, rather than try to make a huge guessing game out of everything. I only guessed at a few things, not everything, so it be what it be. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you guys being here, and if anything, I'm not sure about tomorrow, but I do want to finish off Phoenix Wright Justice for All, at some point. So give me a moment. Trade. We are going to raid a feral sheep. Feral is playing some level head at the moment. He's doing some viewer levels. Case for sure is a case. I'm definitely looking forward to it. We got Edgy Boy back. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes when I get to it. If anything, if I don't stream tomorrow, I should more than likely be back on Thursday. I want, at the very least, even with some games, it's Phoenix Wright, I would like to just continue on a more consistent basis. And I especially since the second Phoenix Wright trilogy game got announced too, and I want to get to them, and I still have the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles to go through too. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me for today. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will catch you next time. Have a good night, dudes. Peace out, and bye.